So today we have the pleasure of interviewing HBCU royalty. I'm talking about the first ever Miss MSU Poet. Today we have Brianna Danielle Pugh, aka the Kid.
Hi everybody, how y'all doing?
So what's going on? How you feeling today?
I'm feeling extremely blessed, very excited, very nervous, but I'm very excited.
That's good. That's a good thing though. That's like good nervousness. So what does attending a HBCU mean to you, and where were you coming from prior to MSU?
Oh, attending the HBCU means everything to me. Like, oh my gosh, nobody understands. I came from like one of the whitest towns in Jersey. It's called Williamstown. Don't that sound? Yeah. So coming from a PWI, especially like being a black girl coming from a PWI, I had to find a lot of things there to like validate myself. And especially like, you feel me? They don't really pay attention to you as much when you're a person of color in like predominantly white institutions. So like, you know, there was stuff going on. Like I was a smart black girl. So like, you know, some of my teachers, they didn't believe that the work I was turning in was authentically mine. So they would like question it.
That's terrible.
Yeah, they would question it a lot of the times. Like I would get in trouble for stuff that I wasn't even involved in just because I was around type stuff.
Like what?
Like, oh my gosh, let me think of an example.
We got some tea. Anybody got some tea in the bag? We ready? What's the story you got for us?
All right, so let me think. Okay, so the cameras, right? One of the teachers' purses got stolen. And just because I was walking on the camera around the time where the purse got stolen, they assumed that I did it. Get called down to the office for like a whole bunch of. And I'm sitting there, I'm telling them I don't know what they talking about because I'm innocent. And they're like, okay, well, you just sit right there. You just wait. You just watch. We're going to figure this out. We're going to get to the bottom of it. They got to the bottom of it. And it was little old Sally that's sitting in the corner looking all innocent. And I was free to go. I was laughing the whole time. Like they thought I was lying because I was laughing. I'm laughing because this is actually funny that y'all think I did this. Yeah, but it's just stuff like that, man.
Crazy. So what's different from New Jersey to the DMV where you're at now?
From Jersey to the DMV?
What was that transition like?
Oh, okay. So one thing I'll say about Jersey from the DMV, I feel like out Jersey, we don't give each other as much love and support as we should. Like, you know, in Jersey, when I was making my music, not as many people were like interested in it or believed in me as an artist. Like they kind of just thought that it was like, you know, a hoop dream as like a lot of people kind of have. But no, like it meant something different to me. So like when I came to the DMV, the love and support that I got for releasing music and just being authentically myself, it's been a pleasant transition, I'll say.
That's interesting because some people would say that the same problems that you just talked about is what's plaguing the DMV now. Could it be that you're finding this love and compassion and support because you attend the HBCU?
No. And I'm saying that because, like, I'll say that as an example because I'm here right now. And, like, you know, y'all just heard my song and y'all, like, you feel me? So that, like, that's the type of love that I feel here that versus if I was in Jersey, like, everybody would be like, yo, turn this off. Put on Jersey Club or
Jersey
something.
Club.
Yeah, turn on Jersey Club or something like that. Ain't nobody trying to listen to this. Like, yeah, so, yeah.
So I got a question for you. What is the wildest thing you've seen on campus at Morgan?
Oh, I don't even know.
We got an insider in. Like, we don't get too many HBCU students here on Behind the Bus. So I'm trying to think.
The craziest thing I've seen on the Morgan campus, it's a college, so, you know, people be horny. As you know, there's a lot of that. I'll never forget the day I walked into the elevator, and it was like 3 condoms on the floor. That's one of the craziest things that I've seen since I've been at Morgan, because I just could not believe my eyes. Like, there's no way. I wasn't having no fun. That was not fun.
Oh, my goodness. So, what was the process of becoming the first ever Miss MSU Poet?
Okay.
How did you have to campaign? How did you become and get this title?
So basically what we did was, like, you know, my old e-board, they announced, they said, okay, well, as you know, the end of the year is coming. We're looking for a new e-board. So, like, if you're interested, you know, put in the application. So at first I was questioning running for Miss only because I'm the only rapper in the organization. Like well, no, I'm not the only rapper in the organization. I'm the only female rapper in the organization. So I felt as though if they're looking for a Miss Poets, they're looking for a Miss Poets, not a Miss Rapper, not a Miss Kid or anything like that. So at first I was going to run for like secretary or treasurer. Then I was just like, I'm going to go for it because why not? Like, you miss every shot that you don't take. So I did it, did my interview process. You know, I was very nervous about it. But then, like, you know, we did like a little poets party at the end of the year. And that's when they announced the e-board. They're like, okay, well, you know, our next Miss MSU Poets is, and I'm like, not me. They're like, KiDD. And I'm like, so then I hopped up and, you know.
Can we give her a round of applause for that, though? That's major. That's major. So what is the difference in your eyes, if there is a difference, between rapping and poetry?
So like with poetry, I'll say that like poetry, it could be a little more intimate than like rapping can be sometimes. Because it's like, how do I describe this? How do I really break this down? I say like, if I'm spitting something in a poem versus if I'm spitting it on a beat, it kind of hits people a little differently. Like there's some stuff that I could say a cappella and say that it's a poem, and it's going to hit you more than it would if I was doing it over like Shawali Wali or something like that.
Okay.
Like you're not going to catch it on Shawali Wali because you just listening to the So yeah.
Right. So you consider yourself a rapper. When I listened to your song, I thought you were quite the vocalist.
Okay. I do a little bit of both. I'm mainly a rapper. I'm kind of transitioning a little bit into singing and starting to do that more. I have like, it's just songs inside of like, you know, the files that's just waiting to be released, and it's like straight R&B type stuff.
Okay. So what came first? Was it singing, rapping, or writing?
I'll say it was singing first, because I remember when I was younger, like we did like our little I don't know if all schools did this, but we did like a little like book of like what we think our future is gonna be like. So it was like, so they asked me, they were like, what do you think you're gonna be when you grow up? And I said, I'm gonna be a singer. Cause I've always been singing. My older brother, he played the piano and stuff, and he was on the choir and all types of stuff in high school. And he was writing songs of his own. So since I was always around him, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing that he's doing. So then after he went off to college, my other brother, he started rapping. So I'm like, okay, so then I'm in his journal, I'm listening to the beats and stuff like that. So then that's when I came up with like my first little rap when I was like 7. And I still remember it. I don't know if y'all want to hear it right now, but okay.
Spit it. Spit it.
Okay, so my first little rap, it was like, AJ's in the crack of dawn, sing the song, taking too long cause he's a ding dong. I'm sitting here looking dumb, saying he better come back before he gets smacked. And then that was it. Like,
man. At 7 years old, those are the bars?
At 7 years old.
Sound legit. So what does being a writer do and mean to you?
Being
or do
a writer,
for you?
I write because, like, honestly and truly, that's the only thing I know how to do. Like, anytime I'm feeling any emotion, writing is what I could go straight to. I don't have to talk to anybody. I don't have to, like, you know, put my frustration out in a negative way. This is the only positive way I know to get my emotions out and to have people actually listen and hear me.
Right. You feel like that it gives you a voice and a platform to speak?
Yeah, it definitely gives me a voice and a platform to speak, because I feel as though, like, you know, I could be an activist or something like that. But, you know, I feel as though music touches people in a way that just, like, speaking doesn't. Like, if that's a good way of going about it and describing it like that.
So do you feel like you have been unheard until you became an artist?
Yeah.
Explain.
So, like, as I explained in my school, you know, I didn't get attention just for being smart or anything like that. I got attention, you know, for going out there and going out of my way to be like a leader or something like that. Like, you know, I had to be captain of the cheer team, and I had to, like, you know, get a position inside like our little clubs and stuff. And then when I started rapping and stuff, everybody knew me after I started rapping. I did my first little talent show my senior year of high school. Everybody knew that I rapped because I made little videos and put them on like my Snapchat story. But when I actually did like my first talent show, that's when everybody really started paying attention to me.
They put some respect on your name.
Yeah, like they put some respect on me. And, you know, it just kept going on throughout the year where, like, they were asking me to perform at everything. Like, they were like, okay, we're having, like, this little assembly. Do you mind doing a little something or writing something? And, of course, I do it. And it got to the point where, like, you know, I even rapped at my graduation.
That's major though.
Yeah, that is, yeah.
So I know you said you were in high school, right?
Mm.
So in high school, there's got to be a group of people who just saw what you were doing and had some envy for you.
Of course. Oh my gosh.
There's gotta
of
be.
course.
Talk to me about that.
So like, you know, there were some haters, but you know, the haters will always stay nameless so that they don't get any power. So to those haters. But anyways,
yeah, you see her, she chilling over here
yeah,
with behind the buzz.
I'm saying. So there was a lot of people that's like, oh, she's performing. She can't even rap like that. She can't even sing like that. Why do they keep on asking her to do stuff like that? But it's like, you know, just hearing that gave me more motivation and more power to just prove them wrong.
Respect that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So what is your major at Morgan? So it's like, are you going to school to be a journalist or?
Okay, so it's like my major as of right now is psychology, but I'm looking to change that. And I only went with psychology because I was trying to take a safe route because I'm like, okay, well, what if this music stuff really doesn't do anything for me?
And like 100 other artists feel the exact same.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what if this music doesn't do anything for me for real? So I just need to take a safe route. I need to find a little career that's going to make sure that I'm stable and that my family is stable for the next generations to come. But I've started to have a change of heart with that, and I'm looking to change my major now only because I feel deep down in my heart that I actually bring something different to the table as far as like within like this music industry.
Like what and within where?
Like, because I feel as though a lot of artists are getting out of touch as to what hip hop and R&B actually is. Like the stuff that we're hearing on the radio now, it's not the same stuff that had people jumping back in like the 90s or something like that. People aren't really listening for lyricism or actual talent anymore. They're looking for who could get the crowd hype, who can make people start shaking ass and all types of stuff like that. But I'm very uninterested in all of that.
Okay.
I make music because music is an art. Music is an actual craft that I feel should be taken more serious.
Yeah, I give a round of applause on that. So after digging up some things, in addition to being a poet, a writer, and a student in government, you're also a model.
Yeah.
So when did you get your first modeling gig, and how big of an opportunity was it to walk during Fashion Week?
Okay, my first modeling gig, I got that, I would say last year in December. So probably like right after my birthday is when it was December 12th actually, December 12th, 2022. I remember that. That was my first model gig. It was called the Winter Wonderland. It was like African themed. I was just really excited because like I was nervous, but it's like, okay, this is my first little one too, so I'm gonna just go ahead and do it.
Right.
And then after that, like it just kept on coming. I joined a modeling organization called Fashion at Morgan, and like they really helped me excel, as in like, you know,
get your walk down.
Yeah, it's getting my walk down, my technique, stage presence, all types of stuff like that. So from them is when I got the opportunity for New York Fashion Week. And honestly and truly, like, that's what made me want to, like, keep on doing this and stay in the industry. Because it's like, okay, I just did, like, that little show in December, and now I'm walking the same stage that Lola Brooke about to perform on. That's crazy.
So being a model, we've had a couple of models come on our show, and they speak on people who are in the photography or seeking out models, crossing that boundary of what the client actually wants to do or what the model actually wants to do. Has there ever been a time when you have been asked to do something that was uncomfortable to you? And if so, how did you react?
It's like, you can't really say much, honestly, because it's like, it's their art, you know. When you're a model, it's not about you. It's about the clothes that you're wearing for real. So it's like, even if it does make you uncomfortable, it's within the eye of the designer, for real. So it's like, if I'm not the person for it, in the industry, it's very easy to get replaced. So you don't want to do it, somebody else will. You don't want to wear it exactly like this, somebody else will do it that looks just like you, type stuff like that. So it's not really much that you could say.
So have you declined it, or have you kind of just went with the flow?
I had to go with the flow.
Okay. It was that easy for you to do, or?
I mean, I gotta think about how far it'll take me, type stuff. It wasn't really anything like out of pocket. Like the worst thing that's happened to me as a model for real is like we had the same room as the boys, like the same dressing room as boys.
Okay.
So we all just like it was out there.
Yeah. Okay. Got you. So, look, Brianna, I can tell that you are a brilliant creative and just all around like a public figure with the stuff you got going on Morgan. So, is there anything that you would like to tell us before we wrap things up? What's something that we don't know about you that you want the audience of Behind the Buzz to figure out?
Something that you don't know about me.
Something I didn't ask you that when you came in here today, you were like, I need to talk about this.
Oh, okay. My music process and how I go about that.
Talk to us about it.
Okay, so none of my music, I'm gonna look at the camera. None of my music is recorded in the studio.
Where's it recorded at?
Off of my phone and mixed off of my computer.
Dun, dun, dun.
In my closet, yes.
Do you feel like that's going to be a successful route to take moving forward? Or are you going to continue doing that? Or are you looking to go into a studio environment?
Okay. Only reason why, I go into the studio. Like, I've been to studios before, but I don't know. It's like, it's not the same as connecting with myself. When I'm my everything, when I'm my own producer, engineer, mixer, masterer, all that stuff, it just brings something different, like a different vibe and a different feel to my music.
So you also make your beats as well?
Oh, yeah. That, like the song that y'all, oh, I'm sorry.
Major.
Yeah, the song that y'all just heard, yeah, everything on that, I did. I made the beat, like, I mixed it, mastered it, yeah, and I recorded all of that off of my phone. And then the boy that's featured on it, he sent me like a little voice recording, and I mixed and mastered that to make it sound like it was out of the studio.
So you're going to give us some keys to the game. What are you using to mix and master?
You'd be surprised at my answer. I'll let you take a guess, though. What you think I'm using?
You probably using BandLab?
I am using BandLab.
You are using BandLab? Okay.
Yeah, I'm using BandLab.
But I've seen people like, I seen Zanman post something, and some of the stuff actually sounds pretty good. Like, you wouldn't tell the difference if you had not, told somebody that you record on BandLab.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, Brianna, I think that's going to be a wrap for us today. So, please be sure to follow Behind the Buzz, the Be More Pod, and be sure to follow. Wait a minute. Where can we find you on social media? You can't just let me get past that.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Rewind it back. Where can we find the kid on social media?
You could find me on social media on Instagram at TheyHateBRV. And again, that is TheyHateBRV.
All right. Thank you, the kid.
You're welcome.
All right.